Alright, hello and welcome to the 29th episode of What is Civilization Started on Another Planet. So, in the last episode, obviously we did some stuff going on, and what I would like to, I would like to show all the stuff that we did on our live stream that I did, which you guys should eventually go check out on any new ones that I do. But instead, I accidentally deleted all the progress we made. So basically, everything that we did right here does not exist. This has not been fixed. But anyways, that's besides the point. Too bad, so sad, because now we must move on to this video. But also, don't forget to please like and subscribe, because we are now very close to 200 subscribers. So that would be very much appreciated. But now I think it is safe to say that we could just quickly jump into the video. So obviously, there's this part down here. So basically, apparently they own this as well. No, they don't. So basically, in this area, all quite chaotic, and we could see the blue team right here, who has this puppet state right here. Originally, they made a puppet state so they could just kind of get all the people kind of moved out and everything, because if we look at the religion, which was originally mostly the blue team, but it's like mostly a blue team religion, but actually, because obviously there's some parts, because this, after they've kind of been doing some not very nice things and kind of kicking a lot of the gray team religion people out. So with this, they're actually going to now fully annex this land right here, because they just want to further integrate this into their country, and I guess just to kind of show how powerful they are, because I mean they didn't really need it anyway. So now they're going to be fully annexing this entire country, or not. I mean, it's a puppet state. So now these guys are looking really chunky. So they definitely become a lot bigger and also a lot scarier. So the second strongest country, obviously very close to these guys though. And I think that also means that it's time we check up on this area right here. And it is also safe to say that the disease has definitely been almost completely eradicated from this area, because again, they are the strongest country, so they have been very, very slowly, but they have been able to completely eradicate areas from here and here until finally they got the last bits of the disease completely gone. So that horrific disease that this continent kind of gave them is now gone. It is no more. And with this actually allows these guys to do expanding, because these guys couldn't really do anything since they were so focused on that. But now, with being the largest and strongest country in the world, kind of forgot to fix that, they kind of have the ability to do all of this now, and people are kind of just starting to realize how much of an issue that is, because all the other countries, I guess all the other superpowers, like all the superpowers, I guess, would kind of include, obviously, these guys right here, obviously the island nation, the blue team, barely the red team, I would say, barely the orange team, definitely these guys right here, the brown team. These guys probably, but like not by much, and I guess these ones. And maybe not. I mean, if it's just actually superpowers, it's probably these guys, and these guys right here. I think would be. Oh, and these guys. I think they would be the only like true superpowers that exist right now. So it's kind of. So right now, I guess there's kind of 4 superpowers going on, and out of them, 2 of them are aligned with each other fairly well, and the other one's just kind of neutralish. And then these guys have many growing concerns from many other countries. So does the blue team. A lot of people are concerned about him. But anyways, with this, they're finally able to explain their colony, because they are actually the only colonial empire. Like, I guess if you like exclude the little island nations, which kind of have their little hoppy thing, but across continental large area thing, they are the only ones due to their very, very lucky geography. So I mean, originally they weren't even that strong, but with their crazy luck, they are kind of the only ones to be able to do this. Originally, it could have been these guys, but they kind of got like crushed in the process, so wasn't the best thing. And now, obviously, with these guys expanding, there's obviously the dark blue team. They obviously still want to be the largest country in the world. So with this, with them losing their title, they will kind of start going on an expansionist conquest, which obviously the people still fairly happy about. They're a little less enthusiast, because obviously they do kind of want to work on their own country, which they have for most of the time. But working on stuff like this would kind of slow that down and kind of spend a lot of their money on this. What is going on? Okay, so these guys right here, they kind of just, I guess, expanded, like, kind of right here and even more over here. Now this, obviously, it has been a hot second, and we will also be seeing, I guess, these guys right here, and probably all of these guys also do expanding because they all have not in a long time. Now, with these countries expanding right here, obviously, these guys don't have much more to go, and I mean, these guys can't at all. So, with this, these guys right here, they feel like they should be getting a little more land from this. So actually, what they will be doing is they'll be declaring war on these guys right up here, because these guys are definitely stronger than them by quite a bit. They've been just, like, I guess, more successful and better developing, going through better stuff, while these guys, they've been kind of slacking. But again, it's not to say that they aren't super weaker. I mean, they are really weak, but they're one of the weakest countries in the entire world. They're somehow right now, like, on par with the size of, like, this guy, but they're nowhere near the same strength. It's confusing. They're very weak. I think that's safe to say, though. But these guys, they will be able to get a fairly large push up into this area right here and be able to kind of just start making a little spearhead towards the capital, which starts going very successfully, actually, and there isn't even that much resistance because they were all way over here, not even focusing that much back into the homeland. So actually, fairly quickly, the capital is able to get captured, and so these guys don't completely lose all their land. They will decide to very quickly surrender. And with this, these guys have been reduced quite a bit in size, but, like, I mean, compared to these guys, they're all really small. But, like, if you drag them down there to this area, they're honestly not that small. But anyways, with these guys even more crippled, these guys are now kind of like in a little standoff between these two, because I know obviously they still have beef, and right now they're definitely fairly powerful, but these guys definitely more concerned because their capital's right on the border, kind of, while theirs is a little more far out. But now, also taking a little break from all the expansion, we will also be seeing, I guess, like, this green island little nation. They finally got mustered up the courage right now to start exploring a little this way, which they have been able to find this brand new area, which, I mean, obviously could, like, be anything. They have, like, literally no clue what it could possibly be. So, you know, I take it back. They wouldn't go that far, actually. They would kind of go more on the coast, because this is all practically desert, if I can find. And finally, I think for the first time, I guess, after they got there, the first time basically ever, they will begin to, I guess, start colonizing this little area. I mean, is it really, like, yeah. And with this, they will have this very thin little colony right here, just spanning across this entire area. They just decided to go completely along the coast, since it is just a lot of desert, basically. So besides a couple areas, which they decided to thicken up a little, which, I mean, they definitely could, since they didn't expand for a really long time. So they get to around this bulge, which is where they eventually decide to stop from all the expansion. But that's when they realize they know about this, they know about this. So they're almost certain that this right here is just one area of whatever this island or continent is. So with this together large effort, they're easily able to get all of those areas kind of discovered, and they are able to get all of this. So a lot of this eastern side right now, all of that been discovered right now. So these guys also will be able to go a little along the coast, but again, they are getting fairly large. I mean, compared to a lot of these guys, they are really big. But also because, again, they are fairly rich, especially from their trading, from the Golrons. They're those, like, those animals. So that's going good for them. And now, I guess, so that's what this is looking like so far, but we will get to this hopefully back in a little bit. But basically, in this area right here, you know how it used to be all super prosperous, especially with the yellow team right here and the questionable things going on with these guys. People have become a lot more unsure on everything going on, and a lot of people, and I mean a lot, decided to move. But here's the thing. They kind of see that the more countries there are, the more difficult everything is just to keep track. Like, more and more countries, they're losing trust, especially with these guys. And I guess these guys right here are not the greatest. So their goal is to just make one really big, really strong and safe country. So they will just begin to move completely up north into these areas, and even just get all of this until it's starting to look something like this, where they just completely get all of these areas, and some even start going up here until they even figure out that there's this whole little lake, and so basically they're able to discover all of these areas right here throughout their journeys to find a nice little suitable home. So with this, I mean, they successfully do, which is now going to get us a very big country. Okay, so basically, I mean, when I meant big, I meant pretty big. So these guys, it's a whole bunch of people. Because, for example, unlike these guys, which are also extremely big, which we will get to in a little bit, these guys, it's just one big country that they decided to work together as to go towards. And they have, of course, many goals. And one is to become the strongest country, mostly to be able to keep the peace between everyone. But with the establishment of this, it will have obviously a lot of effects, because obviously these guys, they lost quite a little bit of people. Again, it's mostly just from these five, which are also still in that alliance right now, and they're trying to hopefully get more members, but so far, like, the only eligible members probably this one right here, and they aren't crazy about it, and they rather just stay neutral, as they might do, and just be friendly with everyone. But now, like I said, we would get back to these guys, because they've been really focused on actually expanding out of all things, because yes, they have lots of arable land, and they've actually ended up being a very prosperous nation. Let me fix this border right here, because I don't like how it looks. And so basically, as prosperous as these guys are, and as much people as they have, people down here, they still find it looks very, very nice. So a lot of people have actually decided to start moving into these areas right here. And this is obviously allowing these guys to just keep expanding. I mean, obviously they don't need all of this land, but they're still just getting it, isn't bad for more resources, which they are eventually going to be using a lot more of. So better to be safe than sorry. So these guys, they ended up becoming a little even bigger, which now they're kind of rivaling the size of these guys. They might not be the biggest country. I mean, they weren't already because of these guys, but now they actually are they? No. They have that, but these guys, they are also kind of climbing the ranks of the biggest country. So these guys, they will quickly follow, because they aren't. I would say they're weaker, but probably not by too much. They just probably got a little less people. And these guys do have way more coast, but it is in the north, which leads into more, I guess, cold and northern areas, but it's not honestly that bad. So, but these guys, they would kind of decide to just kind of wrap around this little coastal area and kind of just continue going down here, since the coast is very good and nice. So they do kind of look like this, and they just decide it's better to just fill this all in. So with some extra land, they just kind of take this over, and it is fairly near the capital, so they're able to get all of this land, and these guys are looking pretty good, pretty safe right now. And now this leaves with, I guess, me kind of just yabbering, and I don't have the most time, so actually I'm going to end this video off right here. Now, there is a bunch of stuff that I have in mind probably for the next episode, whole bunch of little events that I probably didn't get to this video, so hopefully you guys will watch the next one, and again, please do like and subscribe. We are close to 200 subscribers. I'm pretty sure we're less than like 10 away, so that would be very nice.